An Erios original.
Hello, and welcome to Webcrawlers, the podcast where we do a deep dive into the weirdest, strangest, and most mysterious corners of the internet. I'm Allie Siegel.
And I'm Melissa Stettin.
Who are our patrons this week?
We've got Samantha and we've got Hazel.
Ooh, the color of my eyes. And your eyes, I think. Well, yours are like
are
clear blue. Yeah.
They're a weird teal-ish.
Yeah. I have like a gray eye kind of thing going on, like a green gray. Yeah.
Nice.
But also Sister Hazel, one of my favorite 90s bands.
Oh, yes.
So,
Sister Hazel.
Yes.
What's their hit?
I can't think of a single
song either, but I know
but my
that's
favorite
a band
of all time. Melissa, what is our episode on today?
Food theme. I think we're going to end the food theme.
Yeah, we're done with that for now. Maybe return to it in
Maybe
the future,
it'll return.
Yeah, but we're moving on.
We're moving on. And I think one of the other themes that you wanted to do was like a liar pants on fire theme.
Yes. You know me.
You know you. And so I found this story that I'm surprised I've never heard of. And I think maybe I did hear about it like 10 years ago or something, but like I don't remember this at all.
Okay.
You might remember it.
Doubt it.
The Barefoot Bandit?
No, is it Britney Spears at a gas station?
Close. Ba-dum-bum. Okay, so back in 2007, a teenager from Camano Island, which is a little island right outside of Seattle, was in the news for being a fugitive. His name is Colton Harris-Moore, and he managed to elude police through a bunch of shenanigans involving stolen cars, boats, and even airplanes. And he was known as the Barefoot Bandit because he rarely wore shoes while committing these crimes.
Ew, nasty ass.
He was a media sensation, or as the kids say today, he went viral.
He went viral, yeah.
And he had a huge fan base online.
Oh my God.
And some people called him a hero, others called him a criminal. But after 2 years on the run, he was captured in 2010 after crash landing a stolen plane in the Bahamas.
Oh my God.
So how the hell did this all happen? And why was I not?
Wait, was there a documentary on this guy?
There's been a couple.
Was he like on the news and like on Jimmy Kimmel and stuff like that?
No.
Oh, because remember there was that documentary recently. I think we both watched it. Oh, it was like about that hitchhiker who like...
Oh, the hitchhiker who killed someone.
Yeah, and then it turned out like he was in the wrong, but he like went viral because
he was
like,
on Jimmy Kimmel, like
and
doing
he, like, got
bits.
famous. Yeah,
and it turns out he was not right. He had a lot of mental issues.
Yeah,
and he killed someone. So
yeah, okay,
this
but
is
not this guy.
Him.
Yeah, someone. Maybe I'll do my own on him. Okay, next.
Yeah, that guy. Ooh, he's dead, I think, or still alive in jail.
I think he's in jail.
Okay, so Colton Harris-Moore was born March 22nd, 1991. That'd make him 32. His strugger.
Tell us about his strugger.
His strugger fathered. His father struggled with drug abuse and alcohol abuse. His dad was in prison when Colton was a toddler. And when Colton turned 12, his father, when he was released from prison, walked into the woods after an argument at a family barbecue. He was arrested and not heard from again.
Oh my God.
So he had a rough childhood. So his mom, Pamela, was left to raise him alone. They lived on Camano Island, where they struggled financially. They lived in a trailer. His mother also struggled with alcoholism, which resulted in like a pretty unstable and abusive environment for this kid.
Yeah.
So because of all this, he began exhibiting behavioral issues pretty early on. So by the time he was 7, he was running away from home all the time. He would spend days at a time out in the forests nearby.
Ooh.
And he would break into vacation homes where he would steal food and like a bunch of camping supplies.
Oh, God.
And sometimes he would just go into a house just to like soak in a hot bath or steal ice cream from the freezer.
Sounds nice to me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
His first arrest and conviction for stolen property was when he was 12 years old. And within a year, he began serving time at juvie. He just got more convictions. Problem child.
Yeah. Yikes.
He was diagnosed with depression, ADHD, and this thing called intermittent explosive disorder.
What's that? Like a rage thing?
Yeah, like I didn't know this was a thing, but I guess it's just like you have outbursts of like explosive anger and violence, like triggered by inconsequential events. Like it's just kind of randomly, you just get triggered by something. You just have like rage. It's connected
Weird.
to like bipolar disorder.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems,
Just having like outbursts.
Yikes.
So Colton was eventually transferred to the alternative school because he was a bad boy.
He's a bad boy.
He's a bad boy. But by 9th grade, he slowly stopped going to school and he just eventually dropped out. I was like, who really needs high school anyway?
Yeah.
During this time, CPS, Child Protective Services, paid several visits to their home for suspected neglect or abuse, and Colton was placed in temporary foster care. And then on July 14th, 2006, when Colton was 15, a warrant was issued for his arrest after he failed to attend a mandatory court date. And so when he heard that he was wanted by the police, he went on the lam. He's like, fuck that, I'm not turning
Never
myself
a good
in.
idea.
Yeah, he set up hidden campsites deep in the woods on the island where he lived.
Okay.
And he would continue to break into vacation rentals for food and supplies, which is like a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
And if the homes had computers in them, he would hop on the internet and teach himself how to steal identities.
oh, wow.
He would apply for credit cards in the homeowner's name and then would check their mailboxes to get the cards.
That's honestly not a bad idea. I
Yeah,
don't
pretty
suggest it.
smart.
It's not a bad idea.
Pretty smart. And he would use those cards to buy food and expensive high-tech survival gear. He bought these like $6,500 night vision goggles so he could like see the police easier if they were.
That's really funny.
It's very funny. But unfortunately, he was captured and arrested on February 9th, 2007. He had been on the run for more than 6 months and was now facing 23 criminal charges, most of which were from the burglaries of these vacation homes.
Oof.
So he made a deal with the prosecutors. He pled guilty to 3 of the crimes. So he got a 3-year sentence at Green Hill School, which is a high-security juvenile detention facility. Because he's like 16 at this time.
Oh, God, that's so sad.
So he, at this like juvenile detention center, he was very well behaved.
Oh, good boy.
And he was transferred to the Griffin Home Residential Treatment Center on February 14th, 2008. That's when he was 17. And it was like a minimum security halfway home used to transition troubled youths back into society. So obviously people thought that like his good behavior was just like a ruse in order to get transferred to a place that was like easier to escape. Colton's always a step ahead.
Yeah.
2 months after that, he did just that and he snuck out an unlocked window.
Oh, my God.
And then a felony warrant was soon issued for his arrest.
Oh, geez.
So then after breaking out of this Griffin home, he stole a car and he drove back to Camano Island where he lived out in the woods, broke into vacation homes, stole more food and supplies. But this time the police were better prepared. They made sure to have plenty of reinforcements to make sure he was captured.
Oh, God.
And then this was the time when like the local media became aware of Colton. And this is when all the news stories began popping up about him.
Yeah.
And on July 18th, 2008, there was a car chase on the news.
You love a car chase.
I love a car chase. And the police were following a black Mercedes that was seen driving erratically. And the car stopped and the driver suddenly jumped out and ran off into the woods.
Oh my God.
The best car chases are where the person gets out of the car
out.
and starts running.
Yes, 100%.
That's when it gets exciting.
Yeah.
And you're like, go, come on.
Did OJ ever get out or did he just keep driving?
Didn't he drive back to his house?
Oh, I think he did. Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Weirdo.
Or did they stop on the freeway and he I swear he drove back to his house or something.
Yeah.
That was exciting. That was an exciting day.
That was an exciting day.
Yeah, Colton ran off. They didn't find him. He ran off into the woods. They didn't find him. And then inside the Mercedes, the police found a ton of stolen credit cards, cell phones, and a camera that the driver had used to take selfies. And when they looked through the camera, they saw pics of Colton.
You gotta chronicle your adventures for a nice little
selfies. Album. So there's one photo that went viral of him lying on his back in the forest and looking straight up at the camera. And I think I remember this photo. If you Google him.
Can you find it? Yeah, I was going to say.
It's the first photo that comes up. It's just him lying with a little smirk on his face.
It's a good Tinder pic for him.
It is.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Just enjoying life.
Yeah. There's like a ton of him just like.
It's very funny. Just taking selfies back in 2008.
Really funny.
So by this time, he got his nickname from his habit of committing crime as well, Barefoot, and he sometimes left footprints behind. So he was known as the Barefoot Bandit. So Colton decided to escape from Camano Island. So he stole a boat and drove to Orcas Island, which is a little north of where he was. But then soon after his arrival in August 2008, the county sheriff's office began receiving an increasing number of burglary reports.
Dun, dun, dun. I wonder who it was.
It's not Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
So they got so bad that on October 2nd, 2008, the Orcas Island Chamber of Commerce held a special meeting to address all these break-ins.
Oh my God.
And the police were on high alert. And they assumed it was Colton, obviously. So then on November 12th, 2008, Colton took his escape to another level.
Oh, Jesus, I'm scared.
Literally. So the police were hip to his Orcas Island burglaries.
Hip.
So he decided they were hip. So he decided to escape. But instead of stealing a boat, he stole a fucking plane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a Cessna 182 single-engine plane, one of those tiny planes, despite having no previous flying experience.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Like, did he know?
He had never flown a plane before. He was able to successfully take off from the island. He flew 300 miles to the east, where he crash-landed the aircraft on the Yakima Indian Reservation and escaped before police could arrive.
Lunatic.
So it turns out he taught himself how to fly from reading aircraft manuals and playing this Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I mean, honestly, though, like, wasn't there some sort of conspiracy that, like, they do all those flight simulators and war games to try to get people into the military and stuff?
Yes, that is a conspiracy.
So, I mean, you can probably pretty well learn how to fly a plane.
Yeah.
Playing, plane pilot.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
I flew a plane once.
Excuse me?
I flew a plane.
Tell us more, please.
Me and Martin, we wanted to take flying lessons. This was like three or 4 years ago.
Yeah?
We went to the Santa Monica airport.
How was it?
And Martin took a few.
You were done after one.
And then I took one lesson. I went up in an airplane. I flew an airplane.
Did you not like it or what happened?
No, I did. I think it was like 2019.
Not a good year for flying for you?
No, it was just not a good year. You have to go to a lot of lessons. It takes a long time. It's very expensive and I liked it, but I was like, I don't know that I need to.
You're like, I'm not going to do this. Yeah.
Yeah. Martin was more into it. It just, I don't know. It takes a long time. It was fun. Like I thought it was going to be terrifying, but once I got up there, I was like, oh, I'm not scared at all.
I can't be a pilot actually because of my vision.
Oh.
because I don't have peripheral vision, which would get in the way.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's one of like the only job. Well, I mean, there's a lot of jobs I can't have just because of my intelligence, but that's one of the only jobs I can't have because of my vision.
I can't be a neurosurgeon because I
because of my vision,
because of my brain. Oh,
But
wow,
yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, you can't see planes.
Jinx.
But it's
High
really
five.
hard to keep the plane steady.
Yeah,
There's
I
this
would
thing
imagine.
called the yaw, which is like how a plane like stays kind of steady.
Glides. Yeah.
And if you take your eye off of like the point for a second, the plane will like go sideways. You have to like stare at a point on the horizon, point your plane to it, make sure it's pointing. Otherwise, you're just going to go totally sideways. It's
I
really,
don't have the concentration for that shit.
It's tricky. It is very tricky.
Thanks. Wow.
But yeah, landing planes. I mean, I didn't land the plane. The instructor landed it for me because it's very complicated.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I think I have a picture. I think I took a selfie while I was flying. I'll post it.
Oh my God. Yeah, please post it.
Yeah, so he learned through the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I mean, yeah, it's not that hard if you just know how to get it up in the air.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, you did it. Kind of.
So then it turned out the stolen plane belonged to this guy named Bob Rivers, who was a popular radio host on Seattle station KZOK FM. Bob Rivers, KZOK. Bob learned of the theft immediately after signing off from his morning radio show. And a year later, Bob commented about the incident. He said, "I don't buy this folk hero stuff. I was furious that something like this could happen. I really want him caught." Well, yeah,
I
he
would
stole your
too.
plane and you crashed
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Following the plane heist, Colton stole a bunch of cars. He was still on the run.
And this kid is young. Like, if you Google the picture of him, he's like a boy. I mean, he's not
17,
like 9,
18.
but he's a kid.
He traveled to Reno, Sacramento, Washington, and while on the run, he had 10 charges filed against him, including identity theft and illegal flight to avoid prosecution.
Oh, God.
So he's got all these charges, right?
This is actually really reminding me that I need to pay my speeding ticket.
Uh-oh.
Because I think
Don't want a
it's
late
due
fee.
in May. Yeah.
In May 2009, about 6 months after the plane incident, Colton returned to Camano Island. So he's still on the run 6 months after stealing a plane.
Jeez.
In the early morning hours of June 19th, 2009, he broke into a patrol car that was parked in front of a deputy's house and stole police equipment.
Oh, that's better than stealing the car. I got scared for a second.
Like, that's pretty ballsy to go to a cop's house.
Yeah.
And be like, fuck this, I'm going to break into his car in front of his house. Like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
He stole a cell phone,
We
a
keep
rifle.
saying the same sentences and
It's
the same
weird.
word every 3 seconds. I don't like
weird.
it. Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, so he stole a gun, rifle, and in response, the sheriff's department ramped up efforts to capture him. But who are they fooling? This kid's a genius.
Yeah, who are they fooling?
Who are they fooling? So he was 18 now, and he's always managed to stay several steps ahead of the police.
Crazy.
Throughout the summer of 2009 and well into the fall, he continued his island hopping. On September 11th, never forget, 2009, he stole his second plane, a Cirrus SR-22, which is like another one of those small planes, from the San Juan Island Public Airport, flew it to the Orcas Islands, landing it on the island's public airport runway. Like, just flew to this airport. Was like, hey guys, just landed my stolen plane. He then stole a boat, sailed to Point Roberts. He did a bunch of burglaries, and then made his way to Bonner's Ferry in northern Idaho.
Jesus Christ.
Just terrorizing the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
So on September 29, 2009, he broke into a Bonner's Ferry airplane hangar, stole a Cessna 182.
A what?
A Cessna 182.
What is that?
It's like a private jet
okay.
type plane.
Sorry, not all of us know that.
You don't know what a Cessna 182 is?
You don't know every type of PJ?
Wait, is it Cessna? I just know Cessna is a private. Oh no, it's like a 4-seater. It's just they're all tiny planes.
Yeah,
tiny plane. He managed to fly that 260 miles to the west. He was trying to make it back to Camano Island, but the plane ran out of fuel. So he crash landed near Granite Falls.
This is his second crash landing.
It's crazy that he's crash landing and surviving. I guess if you know, kind of just like, if you know you're running out of fuel and you just kind of like slowly glide it to the ground, it'll eventually stop, I guess.
Yeah, it's just so weird because like sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to survive a paper cut. And other people are like, I crash landed a plane and I'm chill.
Yeah. Like Harrison Ford has crashed like 10 times in his airplane.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. But I guess if you know you're going to land or crash, you can sort of do it without dying. Yeah. I don't know.
Let's take a quick break for announcements. Web Crawlers has a Patreon to get access to bonus episodes, shout outs, merch discounts, and more. Please go to patreon.com/webcrawlers. Oh, we got to make more merch. You can donate as little as $2 a month to become one of our Bimbo patrons. Also, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. If you give us a 5-star review, we will shout you out. And Erios has a hotline. Insert jingle here.
626-604-6262.
There's nothing we can do about the 20 rings, unfortunately, before you leave your voicemail, but that's a good time to maybe plan what you're going to say. Think some thoughts.
Do your taxes.
Do your taxes. Write
it's past tax. Well, you're fucked. Your taxes were due.
Well, I think in California, you could have gotten an extension due to weather.
Oh, weather.
Yeah, because the weather was so bad. It's this weird thing.
Why?
Because of the rains.
You get a tax extension because it rained?
Yeah, because the rain was so bad. There's like all this weird shit you can get, like a weather.
Well,
I know. I don't
great.
don't get it. Yeah.
Love it.
Anyways, call us. Bear through, or you could tell us about taxes. We don't know.
Did you do your taxes? Did you get an extension?
I still give my shit to my dad, and he does it for me. Listen, I'm sorry. Keep them coming. We'll play them on our mailbag episodes. Now, on to our program.
During the investigation into the Idaho
Yes.
During the investigation of the Idaho airplane hangar, police discovered telltale set of footprints.
Uh-oh.
When asked about the plane theft and her son's involvement, Colton's mom told reporters, "I'm proud of him. I was going to send him to flight school, but I guess I don't have to."
Well, that's one way to look at it, I guess.
That's funny. That is funny.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Colton, yeah, he's flying now. Oh,
yeah,
great.
Look at him.
Look at him.
My little pilot.
On October 2nd, 2009, a new felony warrant was issued to Colton for forced entry burglary, followed 2 months later by a federal arrest warrant from stealing the third plane.
My God.
By this time, he had become the prime suspect for approximately 100 thefts throughout Washington, Idaho, and Canada, most of which involved cars, airplanes, and speedboats.
Jesus Christ.
He didn't give a fuck, and he stole yet another Cirrus SR-22 from the Anacortes airport on February 10th, 2010, which he later landed on Orcas Island.
He's making it seem very early to steal a plane. I mean, he's making it seem very easy to steal a plane.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of, if there's just a plane hanging out, I guess people don't normally lock up their airplanes because who's going around?
Yeah, who's going to steal it?
I guess you just keep it in a building, I guess. I don't know. Or you just keep planes on runways. But maybe you need a key to start a plane.
Like ignition? Like how does it? Yeah, I don't know.
I should have paid attention when I learned how to fly.
Yeah, when you're flying.
I have no idea. I was like, oh, I'm in the air. The following day, he burglarized a local store, homegrown grocery, stealing more than $1,000 in cash. Now this is funny. To troll the police, he used chalk to draw a trail of cartoonish-looking feet that walked up and down the aisles of the store. The footprints ended with a message, "See ya."
Oh my God.
Like C-YA. That's
this
funny.
Guy.
That is funny. So at this point, the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security had also become involved in the hunt. Several agents were sent to Orcas Island. Coast Guard cutters patrolled the offshore waters on a lookout for suspicious watercraft. There was a Black Hawk helicopter was flown to help with the manhunt.
Oh my God.
And I was like, how big is this island? But it's like, I think the coastline is like 15 miles. So that's a lot of land to patrol. And so again, Colton was able to escape the island, made it to nearby San Juan Island, where he then piloted a stolen boat back to Camano Island.
Oh my God.
And then soon after, the FBI placed a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of him.
Jesus Christ.
Like, is this guy really good, or are the cops and FBI really
stupid?
Bad?
I mean, it seems like a little bit of both. Like, this guy seems pretty impressive for a teen.
Yeah. And then on May 31st, 2010, a handwritten note and $100 in cash was found at a veterinary clinic in Raymond. The note read, "Drove by, had some extra cash. Please use this money for the care of animals."
Okay, he's my king.
I know. I read that. I was like, what a nice guy.
Okay, Colton, King Colton.
Like,
we love
come
Colton.
on. Come on. That's nice.
That's a good boy right there.
That's a good boy right there.
That's a good boy right there.
He signed it Colton Harris-Moore, a.k.a. the Barefoot Bandit.
Oh, he's a lover of animals.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Sweet boy.
But unfortunately, he got captured in the Bahamas.
Oh,
so in June
2010,
2010, Colton evaded the police in Washington, made his way across the country in a series of stolen vehicles, made it as far east as Illinois. Then on July 4th, 2010, a Cessna was reported stolen from an airport in Bloomington, Indiana.
Whoa.
I'll give you one guess as to who it is.
Is it Colton?
It is. So Colton's intended destination was Cuba due to its lack of extradition treaties with the U.S. government.
Have you ever been to Cuba?
No.
I kind of want to go.
I know.
You're allowed to go now, aren't you?
Yeah, because I think you used to need like a special visa, but I think you can just go there.
I think you can go now.
You can go there and hang out. Aren't like all the cars super old there?
Yeah, it's like everything's like from the 50s, I think.
Yeah. Sounds cool, Colton. So he made it as far as the Bahamas, where he was forced to crash land a plane near Great Abaco Island.
Oh my God.
So he, again, crash landed a plane, survived.
Third time's the charm.
He found his way to a nearby fishing village where he survived for several days by stealing food from nearby stores and restaurants.
Oh my God.
That's not very nice.
No, real Les Mis situation.
But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. On July 11th, 2010, Colton was captured just before dawn at Harbor Island, Bahamas. A series of tips from local residents led to his location. Bunch of narcs, am I right?
Yeah, it's seriously rats.
The police managed to close in on the bandit after he ran a stolen boat onto a sandbar and became stuck just a short distance from the shore.
Oh, Colton.
No, the sandbar. Not taking any chances, the police shot out the boat's engine and ordered him to put his hands in the air. Colton responded by putting a gun to his head and threatening to pull the trigger. He was talked out of it and soon surrendered to the authorities.
Oh.
Yikes.
At least he pulled it on himself and not anyone else.
Yeah. At least he didn't kill anyone.
Yeah.
2 days later, he was extradited from Nassau, Bahamas to Miami, where he was held until July 21st. And then he was transferred to the Federal Detention Center in SeaTac, which is in Seattle. And then he was held there for the next 2 years while he faced numerous charges at county, state, and federal levels. So after being sentenced to 7 years of state prison time and an additional 6 years by the Island County Court, he proceeded to federal district court in Seattle to face federal charges. And on January 27th, 2012, a U.S. District Court judge advised Colton that it was time for a new life flight plan.
Ooh, no pun intended.
No pun intended, and sentenced him to 6 years in prison. So, which is not that much.
No, not too bad.
6
Not
years
too
is
shabby. Yeah.
So Colton told the court that he was genuinely remorseful for his crimes and that when he got out of prison, he planned to work to become an aeronautical engineer.
Oh, good for him.
His county, state, and federal prison times were consolidated. So he was transferred to the Stafford Creek Correction Center in Aberdeen to begin serving a 6-year sentence. So all those sentences were
whittled
served
down
concurrently. So soon after reporting to prison, he sold the rights to his life story to 20th Century Fox for $1.4 million, all of which went to restitution because there's the Son of Sam law.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Where you can't make money from your crimes. I know that's in New York because that was, who's that? Anna Delvey? That,
The
she
scammer?
couldn't make money from selling her story.
Oh, interesting.
Or it had to be paid back to all her victims before she
Oh.
could make money.
Well, that's
So I
a
think
good
that
way
was-
to pay back your victims so it's not out
Yeah.
of pocket.
I wonder if Jen Shaw, I wonder if she's going to try to make money.
To pay back our victims.
Yeah, how does that?
it's smart.
How does that work?
She's good.
In 2016, Colton's mother, Pam, was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and her prognosis was terminal. So Colton set up a GoFundMe page soliciting funds to have his mother's body cryogenically frozen
Excuse me?
with the hope that her body could be later revived and cured of cancer when technology allowed for such things.
Okay.
Twist. That's
Yeah.
a twist.
A real mother-son love story at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, he's just trying to get his mom cryogenically
Yeah.
frozen, like Walt Disney's head.
Right.
He wrote on the GoFundMe page, "Cryonic preservation is the only solution to save Pam."
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted $230,000 for the procedure. He only raised $2,170.
Oh, no.
His mother died on May 17th, 2016.
Oh, that's sad.
Since he hadn't met his goal, all the money was refunded to the donors.
I'd like to know who donated to cryogenically freeze Pam.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I know I did. I don't know who
Yeah, I
else
was going to say
did.
Melissa.
I mean, I donated like $5. So on September 2nd, 2016, Colton Harris-Moore, now 25, was released from prison
Wow.
on probation.
I mean, that's one of the benefits of going to prison young.
True.
You still got your whole life ahead of you.
You got your whole life ahead of you. Stay out of trouble. You're in prison. You just read a lot of books, you know?
Yes.
You're not getting into any trouble.
Take some classes.
Take some classes. So he went to live at a halfway house near Seattle. He took a part-time clerical job with John Henry Brown, the attorney who represented him in court.
Oh.
So the attorney
It's kind
hired
of
him.
weird when people do that.
Like Casey Anthony.
Yeah, I think it's a little strange when that happens.
That's a little odd. That Casey
Yeah.
Anthony was living in that guy's like
Right.
house.
Yeah, it's weird. But I mean, didn't she? I think she went to Disneyland recently, Casey Anthony.
What?
Yeah, I think I saw pictures that she went to Disneyland recently.
What a wild life.
I know.
What is she? Man,
I don't know.
it's crazy that she hasn't dyed her hair, using a different name.
Yes.
Use
yeah.
a different last name.
Full facial reconstructive surgery.
Yeah.
Like, it's bizarre.
It's really wild.
Yeah.
So then December 2016, Colton started another GoFundMe page, hoping to raise more than $125,000 for flight school training. He wrote on his page, "Now I am 25 years old, free and ready to do it legally. I love airplanes, but I will never steal one or break the law again. I broke the law big league when I was younger, but now it's time to focus on my career and life in the free world. However, despite the $1.4 million he received from 20th Century Fox, he still owed his victims $129,000.
Oh.
So as a result, he was ordered to halt fundraising efforts until that balance had been paid.
Interesting.
So his
okay.
GoFundMe had raised $1,600, all of which went to court-ordered restitution.
Mm.
And then on his Twitter account, which has since been deleted, he tweeted, "I feel like my dream has been crushed. What a terrible feeling."
Oh, poor baby. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
His last public appearance occurred May 2019. He was interviewed on KTTH 770 in Seattle by a conservative radio personality, Jason Rantz.
Oh.
During the interview, he talked about how his lifelong interest in airplanes had resulted in his first memorable flight back in 2008 when he piloted a stolen Cessna. He said, "It's this uncontrollable obsession. That's really what it is. It's something that you have dreamt about and waited for your entire life. And out of all the possibilities of that moment, no matter what scenario or situation you could find yourself in, that one moment, you were exactly where you were supposed to be. And I wonder if I'll ever feel that again. It's one of those moments that I think you only get once or twice in your entire life."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's obsessed with airplanes, obsessed with flying airplanes.
I wonder if this is what like his whole incentive was. He just wanted to get his hands on a plane.
He also said about his future, "I think it's going to be difficult to have a normal life. I really do. In fact, I don't think I'm ever going to have a normal life." So since that interview, he completed his probation. He's remained reclusive, erasing all traces of himself on any social media pages. His current whereabouts are unknown. I looked on Twitter. There is an account, but it's actually not him. Real Colton X.
Oh.
It's someone who's like, "I'm holding it for Colton if he ever wants to come back."
Oh my God, that's really funny.
Yeah. And then there's a couple documentaries, The Barefoot Bandit from 2014 and Fly Colt Fly. And then this is on his Wikipedia. In December 2015, Colton began publishing a blog, which has since been taken down. His stated intent was to break his long-standing silence and to voice his support for presidential candidate Donald Trump.
Oh boy.
Oh
boy. boy.
But I found this. He did this interview. He said, "I don't dislike Hillary Clinton. I'm sure she's a very nice person. She's not a heinous person. But if it's a choice of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, given the state of this country, and we're not in a good position right now, it's very bad. Internationally with trade, the economy, the infrastructure, taxes, on and on. This country needs Donald Trump. It's as simple as that."
Yeah, he knows. He knows how it goes.
Sure.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
I trust Colton's opinions on
Yeah,
politics.
yeah. But yeah, he's nowhere to be found. I think he might be living in Tacoma, Washington.
Huh.
There's a Facebook page of Colton fans, people who are fans of his.
That is so weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. And I was reading some of the comments on this photo of him because he's not a bad looking dude.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's not a bad looking dude.
He's like fine. He's not like fine.
Damn, he's fine.
He's fine.
This one comment from this person named Lulu. "He seriously is so stinking handsome. Heart eye emojis. He should be the face of some corny cologne ad called Dangerous Desire or something. Haha. I think it's intriguing how humble and modest he is. But we want more pictures, Colton."
Okay, well, that's bananas.
Dangerous Desire.
He looks just like a classic teen from the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just, everyone's like, "Hope you're doing all right, man. Much respect to you." Someone wrote, "It would have been all that fresh outdoor air 12 years ago, giving him a good complexion."
Oh my God, he's like a heartthrob to these people.
Yeah, but I don't know where he hasn't been on the internet.
Bizarre. Wow.
Nowhere to be found.
Where's Colton?
Yeah, like if I was him, like you should like write a book or something, or like
my
remember that?
adventures.
What was Catch Me If You Can? That's based off of a real person.
Yeah.
And that person ended up like working for the FBI or the CIA or something. Like,
yeah.
Colton seems like he's
I mean, he's like a smart
kid.
guy. Like he could probably be. Oh well, maybe that's why he's off the grid. Maybe he's working for the CIA now.
Oh,
Like maybe he was recruited for the CIA or the
maybe.
FBI, and that's why he's
So
off the
got
grid.
great like instincts of how to like elude the
survive
police
and
like
like get away
Maybe
from
he
people. I
is.
mean, he seems like
Maybe he
a smart, resourceful guy.
Yeah, learned how to fly a plane at 16. I mean,
That's crazy.
smart
Yeah, so
guy.
you know what? Maybe he's like working for the government now, and that's why he's off the grid.
That's a good. I didn't even think of that. That's a good point.
Well, that's why there's two of us.
Congrats, Colton, on your job with the
CIA. Yeah,
Might be a
he's
spy
probably
now?
like Jason Bourning around town.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to come back for that Twitter handle. You might want to
Yeah,
give it
no,
up.
I don't, yeah, give it up. Probably change his name.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because he's 32 now. Oh yeah, he's deep in the CIA.
He's like deep in there now.
He's deep in there now.
Yeah, he's deep undercover. Who knows where
Who
this
knows?
guy
Well,
is
congrats
now.
to Colton for your new job at the CIA.
Yeah, we're really, really happy
Really
for you.
happy
And we
for
wish
you.
you all the best.
And that's all. That's it. That's the story of Colton Harris-Moore, the Barefoot Bandit.
Wow. Well, guys, if you know anything about Colton, his whereabouts now, if he's in the CIA, if you're into bare feet and want to tell us something about that fetish,
If you're
Melissa-
listening to this, Colton, you can email us anonymously and
yes,
let us
please
know.
do.
Just write yes or no. Yes, if you're in the CIA.
Yes. Oh, that's
No,
huge. Yeah,
if
like
you're not,
give us like a secret code.
give us a sign.
Yeah, just give us some sort of sign. We would love to know that. Melissa, where can people reach us?
You can email us at webcrawlerspod@gmail.com.
All right. Well, I am Allie, cryogenically frozen seagull.
And I am Melissa, catch me if you can, Stetton.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.